I bet it's an awesome bike to have here in the marathon.
Well, you know, we are now looking at live coverage. The 5K and the 10K are just about to start, so we're very excited. We're going to listen in a few minutes and see what they have to say to cheer these runners and obviously some walkers as well. Some people are just going to stroll on through this, you know, for as long as the roads stay open, I think.
Yeah, I have a story from the first year the Pasadena Marathon was going on. It was cold and it was raining outside. And we're standing there with our video equipment, it's hooked up to the laptop. And it's really amazing to be out there before the runners start because the city is so calm and quiet and peaceful. It's really neat to feel that experience. And then as people start coming through, it becomes more and more alive. And it's just a great experience to be part of this marathon with that. And one person that I saw was running barefoot.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if that's a new trend or something, but that was amazing to see.
I think it is a new trend. In fact, they actually make these these shoes, but they're kind of like foot socks. So have you seen these?
Yeah, where it wraps around each individual toe.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird looking.
And it's just like wearing a glove for your foot, basically. And the only reason to have those is basically a way to run barefoot, but then still have a little bit protection
Yeah,
for your feet.
from what I understand, your feet are naturally, you know, designed to be able to run at paces like that. So I don't know. I still like my running shoes.
I know. I need a little bit extra buffer, you know. But you know, I bet the shoe companies don't want you to know that barefoot running.
Yeah, probably
right?
not.
You know, they want you to spend $100 at least. I think that was
Yeah.
I think inflation probably puts those prices up higher. I'm still talking at 80s terms. That's when I was buying.
So,
those shoes.
Sanita, have you been enjoying the coverage? I think the live shots look really good this morning.
Oh, they look amazing. And just, you know, the reporters out there, Lakendra Tux, Natalie Tavidian, they're both at PCC start line. There's so much going on there. Then we have Nikki Ibarra. She's had a little bit of trouble with her shots there, but, you know, that's, as you were saying, you know, to go into Old Town and see the street closed off and see people being able to walk in the middle. And as she was describing, police officers walking down the middle of the street. I mean, that sounds pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah. It's also going to be a very safe event, you know, with the police and you know, the biggest accident that we've heard of so far this morning was a bicycle crash. Hopefully that person is safe and okay, but overall, in terms of security, I think the marathon is going very well.
Absolutely, and you know, we have more people in the field. We have Luna Petty in Northwest Pasadena. She's near, I think, the La Pintoresca Library over there, and so she's had some great interviews for us, just some exciting people at the water stations. And then we haven't had much from Carmelita Mobley because she's more towards the end of the race, the home stretch. But she's over there in by Sierra Madre Boulevard, and I think that's Washington Boulevard.
Yeah, Carmelita's going to be busy later.
Absolutely,
Later in the
we'll
morning.
be seeing a lot more of her. But you know, it's just amazing to have all these field reporters out there. We're working with limited, you know, technical, you know, equipment, but they're making it happen, and that's very exciting.
Yeah, it's great. And you know, the weather is pretty much cooperating with everybody this morning. Earlier we mentioned that being a runner, it feels good to run when it's a little drizzly like that because it helps you keep cool. I was running, well, I'm not a professional runner, but I'd go hiking regularly and exercise out in the open doors and everything. And the thing I didn't like was running when it was hot and dry because you just get so dehydrated feeling, and it feels refreshing to run in the rain.
Absolutely. Well, I'm wondering, you know, has this started, because it looks like it's a little bit late. So I'm wondering, they were very prompt, I know, with the bike tour and the marathon start. So I'm wondering why this 5K and 10K have not started. I see there's a gentleman there waving his hand, so that must mean something. So we shall see. I know, you know, it's about 5 minutes late at this point, so I'm wondering what's happening out
Maybe
there.
we can mention real quick what the weather's going to be like later today. Overnight we started in the 50s, in the mid 50s, and then it's going to warm up to about mid 60s. So it's really going to be cool most of the day today.
Okay. Well, and as you were saying, you know, it's probably a lot more pleasant than when it's really hot out there. Okay. Well, the 5K is starting, so we're going to listen in.
All 5 players, first years, across the strike, please. Cross the starting line. How you guys doing? That's it. Smile all the way. Make sure you cross the start mats. Make sure you cross the start mats. All cyclists, please slow down. Cyclists, please slow down coming into the finish. All 5 pairs and 10 pairs with smiles on your face. All the guys eat drink around here, of course. Nice to see you. Excellent. Just a little bit of water. How you guys doing? Yes? Say hi to the camera. Everybody say hi to the camera.
I'll grab a wheelchair.
Here he is, the president of the college.
I'll grab a wheelchair and I'll give it the phone back to Todd.
They're still coming down your chute. When you start, please cross the starting line. Please make sure you cross the starting line. Andy Gallardo, Kaiser Permanente. Andy Gallardo, hold the course on each side. Kaiser Permanente.
And it didn't really work out. Oh, we don't want to get in trouble. How maybe let's make it. Maybe next year we'll be luckier.
Yeah.
And talk about maybe why we wanted to, or why you wanted to include the wheelchair portion. Do you want him?
There we were. We're waiting for LaKendra Tooks. It seems like she has an interview for us, and we're just getting that started. But one of the exciting things about this marathon and these events, the 5K sold out this year, which is very exciting. That's a big thrill, and that really has pushed up registrations for all of the different races. So,
cool.
and the 10K is new, so that's why we saw those streets filled.
So, Sunita, are you inspired? Do you think you might do it next year?
No.
No? We've had a nutrition expert,
We sure
we've had
have,
a fitness
yep.
expert.
Yep. And I've thought about the chocolate I'll eat after. No. You know, as we were talking earlier, you know, there are definitely small steps to take. And the exciting thing is there's so much to do.
That's true. You know, Becky that we talked to earlier, she had a really interesting point about just being moderate, doing things in moderation, doing little things to help in terms of fitness goals goes a long way.
Yeah, and maybe, you know, a walk to the TV and change the channel instead of using the remote. Well, we are going to Nikki Ibarra. She is in Old Town, and I believe she's going to be updating. We heard the report with Yolanda Holder, who Luna Patty had talked to earlier in the week. Well, Yolanda has made it to Old Town, and she is there with Nikki to give her an update on her race.
Hi, Nikki, can you hear us?
Nikki, are you there?
Hi, Sweet. I'm here on Colorado with record holder Yolanda Holder. Now, Yolanda, this is your third marathon, correct? Now, rain or shine, you're probably still up here, but how's the race? Actually, it's not bad. So anything different that you have to go through to prepare for the race? I like to trust God. Like what I have to do. So what do you do during the marathon, you know, to keep yourself going, motivation? I mean, you're outside here in Colorado, we have the 11 making the music, I mean, playing music, keeping the morale high. Now, what do you do along the time to keep yourself, you know, keep going?
It's real fun.
So is it harder to run in the rain or in, the hot heat. Now, what's your record? Are you trying to beat record today? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, so more on the marathon. How did you prepare last night? Great, wonderful. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Nina. Back to you in the studio.
It looks like they are having a lot of fun in Old Towns, just having the music going and dancing. So a lot of energy in Old Town Pasadena there. Well, we have a very special treat for you from our CCN weather department. As you know, CCN's Curtis Peak couldn't be here for his first Pasadena Marathon, but we've had Anthony Smilkovich filling in for him. Well, in this hour, we have CCN's Naomi Trone with her very first weather update. Naomi wants to go into meteorology and has been interning under Curtis. She's definitely getting an early start. So today is her debut forecast. Naomi, what can we expect for this week?
Hi, Sunita. Thank you. All right, let's get you going outside right now. As you can see, 55 degrees, wind southwest 10 miles per hour, humidity 71, and as you can see, barometric pressure 29.89. Our sunrise tomorrow will be 5:50. Our sunset will be 7:47. All right, let's look at our lows tomorrow. 50s across the board, 51 in Glendale and Pasadena, and 50s in West Covina. Okay, let's look at our neighborhood highs. 60s across the board. Wow, 65 in Glendale, Alhambra, and 65 in El Monte, along with 60 in Monrovia. Okay, let's look at our 7-day forecast. Our satellite 7-day forecast. As you can see, 60% chance of rain on Sunday, along with 20% for Monday and Wednesday. Later on towards the weekend, temperatures are going to be rising to high 60s, low 70s. Okay, we're going to see a beautiful weekend. All right, thank you, Sunita. Back to you.
Well, Naomi, that was just a fantastic job, and we can't wait to see more from you in the weather department. It looks like Curtis has been really busy, and you're doing great, so thank you again.
So you see that, Sunita? There's always somebody younger and cuter waiting in line to take your
know.
spot.
We're open to it, though, right? We're
Yeah,
open
she did a
to
great
it.
job for her
There
first
is-
time.
Absolutely. Let's give her a hand. But there's room for everybody, you know?
Yes, there is.
We are a CCN family, and we all get along. So, and we're having fun here with the Pasadena Marathon. This is our 3rd year covering it. And our first year, Anthony was out in the streets, and now he's staying dry and warm. So we are going to go to the Health Expo that was took place Friday and Saturday. Actually, no, we're going to take a break. And you had heard in our first hour Austin Andrews, who was on NBC's Biggest Loser. Well, it was a couples tournament, and so Ken Andrews, who is Austin's father, he was interviewed by Carmelita Mobley, CCN's Carmelita Mobley, earlier in the week. Let's take a look.
Hello, everybody. I'm here at Breakthrough Fitness, and I'm speaking with Ken Andrews, who is a contestant on this season's Biggest Loser. How are you, Ken?
I'm great. I'm glad to be here.
Good. So, you know something? We just spoke with your son, and it looks like he lost an amazing amount of weight. So I see that this is a family thing that's going on. Can you tell us a little bit about what brought you to the Biggest Loser?
You know, 2.5 years ago, I had a kidney infection and didn't realize it, and went away on a planning retreat, and was in a remote cabin without phone access or anything, and that infection went into sepsis, and I got very, very ill and almost died. And after that, we just decided as a family we really needed to make some changes and really zeroed in on some things. Tried to get on some different shows, tried to get some help, and ended up getting asked to be on Biggest Loser.
Okay, and it looks like you have lost an amazing amount of weight. Can you tell us a little bit about that journey?
Yes, you know, I'd have to tell you that the stuff that people see on television is not the core of what really changed me. What they see is they see us working out, they see us eating right, which helped me lose weight. But in reality, it was the stuff behind the scenes that really is what helped make me a different person. And they have a psychologist who works regularly with the contestants to try to get to the root of what made them get to the point where they were as large as they were. And I was able to do that. And both Austin and I were able to overcome those things. And together, I think we've lost 310 pounds, 315 pounds, something like that. And so we're really, really hitting it hard and doing a good job.
Just out of curiosity, would you be willing to share with us what that route was?
Yeah, for me, are you sure you want to go there? Okay, yeah, we can do it. For me, the issue was, as a younger person, I had almost no memories before I was 6 or 7 years old. And while I was at the ranch, there was something about the incredible boot camp atmosphere of being kind of broken down physically, broken down emotionally. They took me off all of my medications and that. And so what ended up happening is started having some dreams and realized that there had been a very tragic moment in my childhood that I had put away. And what was amazing to me was as I started to recover that memory, I started recovering all of my memories of childhood. So there was really only one really bad, difficult time, but there was all these other memories, wonderful memories that I had just put in the past. And so I realized that was really the root of why I had eaten and emotionally eaten myself to death.
Okay, so you said that food, so are you saying that food became your way out, and now that you've had the chance to have that training with the boot camp and all of that good stuff, now you understand better ways to live? In a society where we're on a diet craze, everybody's doing this diet one minute, that diet the next, would you say that this kind of approach is healthy, or what would you say is the best way to go?
I would say that for someone that was my size, there was something that was at the root of why I'd gotten to that size. And there wasn't a diet in the world that was going to change it. And the truth is, for me, I had lost over 100 pounds 4 different times. I'd had 2 stomach stapling surgeries and a gastric bypass, and I had lost tons and tons of weight. But it wasn't about losing the weight, it was about fixing what was inside my heart. And Biggest Loser helped me deal with what was inside that was broken. And once that was fixed, it was just natural for the weight to come off and natural for me to be able to eat correctly.
Okay, it's my understanding that you guys have about 2 more shows before the end of the season. Mm-hmm. That's really big. So you're surrounded with all the professionals and the training and all of that. Do you feel that you'll be in a position to carry on in this new regimen that you've started?
Actually, the way the show works is once you're eliminated, they send you home. And so they hooked me up with a trainer here and actually the gym here at Breakthrough Fitness. But we're actually on our own right now. And so we've had to put into practice the things that we learned at the ranch. So we were there, I was actually on the ranch about 5 months. So about the last 6 or 8 weeks, I've been actually home, putting things into practice, continuing to lose weight, working out, and doing what I need to do.
For some of us that are just looking at you, we see the beginning and we see the end result, okay? And that's all fine and dandy, and it's great when we see that. But what about that daily grind? Can you tell us a little bit about how that was, the realities thereof?
The reality was the day would start about 5:30 in the morning, and it was getting up out of bed and hitting the road and beginning to walk and jog. It was 2-hour workouts, about 4 hours really hard, intense a day, and then constant moving, steady state, constantly working out and eating only the right things. And we were cut off from the world. There was no television, there's no computers, there's nothing, no magazines, no newspapers, nothing. And so really you're just there to lose weight, focus on what you need to do, and fix what's going on inside your heart.
You know what? I've been to the military. I went straight to the military out of high school. And it was a very lonely process. It sounded just like, the same thing. We were cut off from regular society. And I had those moments, okay, where I was very into myself. It was very dark. I mean, a piece of mail made all of the difference in my survival. Can you tell me what was that? Was there anything for you that made the difference between making it and not making it this far?
What helped me to make it this far was not only the support of the staff and the production team and all of that at Biggest Loser, which they're incredible and they're so respectful, even when you're in your worst moments, they're so respectful to you. But the contestants, you end up becoming part of a family there. And there were times that I'd be walking early in the morning, and I was doing walking what they call the presidential mile, and I'd break down. and there would be other contestants that would reach out and lend a helping hand and support me. And actually, that was the time that really began to change my heart, was early in the mornings when I would walk, and I had what I called my walk of tears. And that was kind of that time where I really felt like there was a healing that went on inside of me. But there were those moments when other contestants would walk by, give me a hug, see what was going on, and just reach out and give me a helping hand.
So for our viewers that are watching today, what are some words that you could offer, some advice that you can offer anyone who may be in your same situation, or someone who's overcome and needs to sustain this new lifestyle?
I would parrot back a saying that I heard Bob use, which is sacrifice or regret, and it's your decision. And I decided while I was there, it was so hard. There were times, the first 2 or 3 weeks, I never got through a workout hardly at all. The first workout, I passed out. And physically, I was just in such difficult, bad shape, I just couldn't hardly get through it. And the truth is, I decided that the sacrifice was worth it, and I didn't want to live with regret anymore. I'd lived all of my life regretting stuff. And Jillian had a lot to tell me about regret, and I decided I wasn't going to live with regret anymore. I was going to live my life. And I have to say that in reality, my life right now is 10 times better than it ever was. And I've learned that reality and living is much better than virtual reality. I used to spend all my time in front of the computer, on computer games, watching movies, reading books, and escaping everything I could. Now I don't want to escape. Now I can deal with reality, and I realize life is a lot better for it.
That feels better to you, huh?
Absolutely.
You are going to be in the Pasadena Marathon. You're going to be running the Pasadena Marathon.
Actually, we're in some of the marathon events, and Austin and I are going to be running the 5K, and I believe Austin's also going to run with the children. And so, you know what? That's just our way of, we got a hold of the Pasadena Marathon. They invited us to come and be a part. We just want to lend our support and lend our support to try to encourage people in Pasadena to become healthy. And they need to recognize that if I can make the change that I've made in my life, they can do it too, because I know how weak and how I just didn't have any willpower. And I know that once I decided I could do it, I did it. And so, you know what? I just want to encourage people to do that too.
Well, good luck with the Pasadena Marathon. We wish you well.
Thank you.
And congratulations once again, and thanks for coming on with us.
No problem.
Back to you in the studio.
Okay, back to the studio. She said back to the studio.
Well, as title sponsor, Kaiser Permanente has used the marathon as a way to educate and get information out to the community about healthy living. Participants were able to get all kinds of information